Okay, we're here in Huntington Dog Park
Yes.
with Chuck Carbert, who is the City of Sheridan Parks manager. Chuck, you do good work.
Thank you.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Huntington, we started that out as an experiment, as an off-leash area that was not fenced, and we found
We had pretty good visitation initially, and then we found that some folks do not have that, good control of their dogs, with just verbally. So we did have, some dogs kind of running outside the signed area, which was the official off-leash area. So we have decided to actually fence the area now.
and the cost of the fencing is coming out of the
Yep, the park's 1 cent.
Parks 1 cent,
Yes.
which folks vote for every 4 years.
Mhm.
So, I'm still somewhat new to dog parks. I think I told you the first time somebody asked me about it, I had been mayor for a while, and I thought, I've never heard of such a thing in my life.
Right.
So dog parks depend upon regulation by the dog owners, correct?
Absolutely, yes. As soon as an individual or dog owner pulls up into the parking area and opens the door, they need to have complete control of that dog the entire way into the dog park, and then in the dog park itself, control is very important.
So if worse comes to, in the worst case scenario, there's a dog that's aggressive and somebody is within their rights in a dog park to come up and say, you're going to have to remove your dog, or we're going to have to call
Absolutely,
the
yes.
authorities.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we do have rule signs at the entrance to our dog parks and off-leash areas that do state that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think, from what I've seen, it's at about the 99% level.
As far as
of the dogs being
compliance?
Yeah, the dogs are under control. The dogs are getting along well. The dogs are socializing well.
Yes. Yep.
So the theory of a dog park is, since we don't have wide open spaces, even though this is Wyoming, when folks live inside the city, they need some place to let their dog get out and run and socialize, and that's the dog parks, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's take a look around Huntington here a little bit, and you can tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. All right.
Okay, Chuck, we're looking north and east here, and we're actually in a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
This was designed by the engineers to save cemetery draw. This is actually a retention pond. If there's a 50 or 100-year flood, water is supposed to back up in here to keep it from washing out cemetery draw and carrying the cemetery down the hill. You didn't know that, did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
yes.
you did?
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah,
little
I
bit,
have talked to the engineers.
yeah, that was a little bit before your time.
Right. Yes.
And so we acquired this KWN property, and it's been repurposed as a park. And we're seeing where the vehicles park up there, and then there's also a dog station with some signage. Tell us a little bit about what the expectation is when folks come across, first enter this. Well, when they first pull up, what's the expectation?
Okay. Yep. First, pull up. Get your dog out of the car, but as you're getting the dog or your pet out of the car, make sure that you've got it under control with a leash. Dogs, there is a leash law in the city. That dog needs to be leashed until you get inside the main gate. And we will have double gates when you get inside that double gate. And once you get inside the first gate, then you can unhook your dog, and then you can get prepared to open up the other gate and then let the dog and yourself into the dog park. But yeah, after you get inside the gates, then we do hope that folks, the next step is to go and actually read the regulations that tells you what is the proper, protocol for taking care of your dog and your manners inside a dog park. And then we also have a garbage can and dog waste baskets, because you are responsible for picking up your own dog waste also within the dog parks.
So as we rotate our view around here, we're looking to the north, and then eventually we're going to see off there behind those trees is the Sheridan Municipal Cemetery.
Yep, absolutely, yep. Yep, this property is contiguous with the cemetery, and then as you've seen, we do actually have a couple of VA staffers and one park staffer that are actually working on constructing the fence as we're here visiting.
And then off directly west, we see some two frolicking dog.
Yep.
Well, three dogs and a couple of owners.
Sure, yeah.
Looks like they're having some fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then directly west of us again is some houses between us and the cemetery. But you can clearly see this is, how many acres is this property?
The entire property, including where it connects with the cemetery over there, is 4 acres. The actual fenced area is going to be over 2.5 acres. We're actually putting up 1,600 feet of fence.
Okay.
Well, Chuck, people in Sheridan love their dogs. And our first dog park was Lions Park, and it is pretty well used.
Yeah,
I think would be an understatement.
Yep. 3/4 or probably 2/3 of the year when the weather is getting a little nasty and it's a little cold to be outside, that is our most heavily visited park. Just
Really?
because people, even when the weather's bad, your dog's bugging you in the house, you got to get it out. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's very
And
heavy.
so we're actually losing turf down there because of such heavy
Yes.
use.
Yes, we are.
So this Huntington, I call it the Huntington Bowl. You could almost hold a concert in here. I'm not advocating that, but it's got these hillsides where you can sit and benches where you can sit, watch your dogs frolic.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 acres, and then we hope to get more dog parks going.
Yes. Yeah, we're looking at doing something in the north section of Thorn Rider. We're working with the Recreation District, the Athletic Association, as well as North Main on that project.
Okay, well,
And then maybe Washington Park.
we
as well.
appreciate your support, all the work that you do. We appreciate the support of folks in Sheridan and the dog owners. It's very important. And if you go to the City of Sheridan's webpage, you can check out Chuck's portion of that under the Parks and Pathways and keep up to date on all the latest developments on the parks and pathways from the City of Sheridan. Chuck, thanks so very much for all the work you do.
Sure, thank you, and thank you to the Parks crew. They're the ones that are
Oh, they're-
really doing well.
Oh man, they
Yep.
do a yeoman's work.
Yep. And there'll be April.